Hey YouTube! So it's late at night, Carter's sleeping, and I'm just kind of sitting on my front porch, like reflecting. So I do look a hot mess, and I apologize, but it is like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm done. So I wanted to actually vlog about something that happened today that really kind of struck me in a way that I didn't actually think it would. So I had a great morning. I got up this morning and fed Carter, and I loaded him up in the car, and we left and we went to the local farmer's market so that I could get some of my favorite organic fruits and vegetables that are in season now. And I left and I went to Walmart and I did my grocery shopping. And while I was in Walmart, funny thing is like my faith in humanity was slightly restored. Because Carter had just started falling asleep in the ergo, and I was trying to snap my back buckle, and I couldn't really get it snapped, because if I lean over and it's not snapped, he kind of falls forward a little bit, so I wanted to make sure that he wasn't gonna, like, fall forward as I was unloading my cart, and the lady behind me was like, "Here, let me get that for you." And she snapped it for me, which was super awesome. And then she followed it up by helping me load all my groceries onto the belt to check out. And I thought that was like really sweet of her to do, because I've never had anybody help me in the grocery store like ever. So I left Walmart and I came back home, and I had to go to one of my local stores to get some stuff that I couldn't get from Walmart. And Carter at this point was now hungry. It had been the first time that he had eaten since we had left that morning. So I sat in the front seat of my car, and I had to kind of recline back a little bit because the sun was in his eye. He was nursing on my left side. So his head was like towards the driver's side window. And I leaned more like a side lean to the side so that I could feed him without the sun being directly in his eyes. And I really wasn't paying attention much to my surroundings, and I had layered my clothing. I actually still have it on. Like, it's just like a regular Hollister t-shirt, and then underneath I have a tank top. So I had lifted my shirt and lowered my tank top. So I pulled my tank top down, I pulled my shirt up, so it was kind of like my boob was smashed in between. And I latched Carter on, and he was eating, so I was kind of leaned back to the side. I was scrolling through Facebook and not really paying attention to anything, and all of a sudden I hear a tap on my window, and I look up, and there's a lady standing there, and I was like, am I parked crooked? Did I park too close? Could she not get in her car? So I put my window down, and I said, hi, can I help you? And she said, I couldn't help but notice, but your back windows are tinted. Okay. And she said, I really think that you should do that in the back of your car where your windows are tinted. My husband doesn't need to see your breast. And I took me a minute to like register what she had said to me. I mean, Carter will be 8 months old next week on the 26th. And I breastfeed in public all the time. Granted, most of the time I do use a cover, but if I'm sitting in my car, I don't use a cover, because I kind of feel like if I'm in my car, I'm in my car, and if you don't want to see it, you don't have to look. And it's not like my breast was completely exposed, because it wasn't. And I looked at her and I was like, I'm sorry you feel that way, but one, I'm in my car. Two, your husband shouldn't be looking at my car. 3, I'm protected under Maryland law. I am allowed to feed my baby wherever, whenever, however I want to, whether I'm covered or not covered. I'm protected by Maryland law. I'm allowed to be in this parking lot in my car, so therefore I am allowed to breastfeed my son in the car without any problems. Like, you can't tell me what to do. And she looked at me and she was like, I understand that, but I really feel like for everybody else, you should sit in the back of the car. And I looked at her and I said, I feel like you should get away from my car. Like, get away from my car. And she said, and I said, one, I'm not even exposed. I can't even see my breast. So I don't know how you think you're seeing my breast, nor do I understand how your husband is seeing my breast. And either way, I think you need to leave my car. And she looked at me and she goes, what you're doing right now is absolutely disgusting. And I looked at her and I said, I think you and your husband are absolutely disgusting. I said, what I am doing, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I don't understand what your problem is. And she just kind of rolled her eyes, and I just put my window up, and she got in her car and she left. And the funny thing is like, right after she said this stuff to me, I got, like, I think, like, my adrenaline crashed, and I started crying. Like, I just started sobbing, because honestly, I felt humiliated. Like, I really felt humiliated, and it started making me question myself, like, should I not be breastfeeding in public? Should I have been wearing a cover? Should I be in the back seat where it's tented? I don't know, but I was very upset. I was very upset by the whole situation, and it took me a minute to, like, get myself calmed down. Carter didn't seem to be fazed by it at all. He was just nursing away. He was fine. And, you know, when he got up, he was trying to turn my blinkers on and wash my windshields and all that good stuff that he likes to do by pulling the levers from behind the steering wheel. But it just kind of resonated with me today, and I'm still kind of baffled at what was said. And, you know, I came home and I told my husband what she said, and there were other things that I said that I don't feel are YouTube appropriate, so I'm not even going to say it, but I can promise you that the F word was involved, and I told her what to do with herself with the F word, so probably wasn't the best moment of my life, but I was very angry and very upset. I mean, it's been almost 8 months, and I've never had anybody say anything to me. I've gotten good responses. I've gotten little notes put on my table, which is somebody I'm now friends with, who introduced me to a group on Facebook that's all breastfeeding mom related. And, you know, she just was like, way to go, good job feeding your baby, keep breastfeeding, you know, you're an awesome mom, check out Dairy Queens on Facebook. They were my lifesaver, and it was just that was like, I cried when I got that note too, because I thought that was a really awesome thing for her to do. So I've never been faced with negativity, and I used to think sometimes when people were faced with negativity, maybe they were doing something that warranted them to be confronted with negativity. Not that I think that anything any breastfeeding women do should be faced with negativity, but it struck me, and it hurt my feelings, and I don't know. So I just wanted to get that off my chest and just say, if you're a formula feeding mom, good for you. I'm glad. I formula fed my first 3 kids. But, you know, I think I'm a little bit more sensitive about the breastfeeding stuff with Carter because I struggled so hard. And, you know, it's a huge accomplishment for me every day. And honestly, I can't nurse him with a cover right now if I wanted to, because he just doesn't take a cover. He knocks it off and he gets mad and he won't eat. And I can't say that I blame him. I don't want to eat with a blanket over my head either. So, I don't know. If anybody else has any, like, negative stories or positive stories, can you share them down below and make me feel better? Because I want to read some other stories, and that's it. But thumbs up for breastfeeding moms, and thumbs up for formula feeding moms, and thumbs up for moms who breastfeed with an SNS and with donor milk and whatever else, however you feed your baby. Thumbs up for all the moms that feed their babies however they choose to. And the next time you see a breastfeeding mom in public, whether you're a formula feeding mom or a breastfeeding mom, give her a pat on the back. Like, pat her back and tell her, good job, and keep going. Again, whether you see a mom sitting at the table feeding her baby a bottle, just know that not everybody has breastfeeding. Not everybody has breastfeeding come to them easily. I mean, I very well could be one of those moms that's formula feeding. I was able to, you know, there's IGT, and there is, you know, moms who adopted, and moms who just had issues like I did that weren't able to successfully relactate. So don't be quick to judge a mom that you see formula feeding. And don't be so quick to judge a mom you see breastfeeding either. We're not all crazy lactivists that want to, like, rule the world and throw our breasts out there and be like, oh, look at my boobs, look at my boobs, look at my boobs. So, I don't know. That's just my thought for today. And thanks for watching. Bye.